It's time for another Hytale update. The game is now in sight, at the end of the tunnel. We're close to seeing more gameplay, more mechanic breakdowns, more info in general, and as the team look to hire for quality assurance, I couldn't be more excited. We've got 3 postcards from Orbis to break down, with new mobs, theories, and Twitter talk. Welcome back to Kweebec Corner. My name is Connor, and today on Hytale News Updates, we've got 3 new in-game images revealing mobs, new blocks, and biome features, with a few Easter eggs I've managed to spot throughout. Following that, we have a couple of updates on the team and production timeline of the game, as well as some Twitter highlights and community fan art. Before we get into things, memberships have just launched on the corner. By clicking join next to the subscribe button, you can pay as little as $2 a month to support Kweebec Corner and get a cool badge next to your name, as well as Hytale themed emotes during live streams. With the Kweebec Villager tier, you gain a special Discord rank, access to a private chat, and even shoutouts in videos. Elder tier is there purely because YouTube recommends it, but if you're dedicated to the Kweebec cause, then you can get early access to 2 videos a month, member-only live streams, and blooper videos. But please, nobody legitimately get that last one though, or I'll actually have to follow through. Back to the news. Continuing on from last week's image that touched on architects and artisans, collectors and scholars work diligently to discover the secrets of Orbis. In this image, we see a pirate-like fellow fit with an earring, Hytale-themed headband, and even a shark tooth necklace. I wonder if some of these clothing items will be craftable, or if this is all stuff chosen in the character creation menu. Scattered across the floor are maps and papers of all kind. Sprawled across the table is a treasure map with an X marking the spot. Yep, this definitely is a pirate. Fun fact, this pattern on the map is actually pretty similar to the fan art made by Crimson Crow for its Buttercat's Twitter banner. Just a small thing, not sure if it's actually inspired or not, but cool regardless. It's hard to ignore the elephant in the room, of course, or should I say the giant Kweebec plushie. This little guy reminds me of one of the most iconic Kweebecs we've seen so far. The green Kweebec with blue shorts, except this doll is more brown and orange like most of the other Kweebs we've seen. The post itself also mentions collectibles, and I think this is what it's referring to. We saw a Kweebec action figure all the way back in the 2019 Christmas Yule log video, so maybe there will be more collectible toys for different races and mobs that we need to find or craft throughout Orbis. It sits atop a large wooden shelf made from sticks, but we can also see some smaller shelves to the left made from even smaller sticks, one holding a green potion bottle. There's a big golden locked chest, likely collected in the pirate's plunder, and the tweet itself does kind of hint the idea that books may be used for a little more than light reading in Hytale. I know we shouldn't dig too deep, but with the book emote and diamond emote right next to each other, one could imagine that in Hytale you may need to read lore or even study special books to figure out your way through the world or to bigger riches. This image certainly adds a lot. We've not even touched on the crisscross metal thatch doors, fit with knockers that are even developing a bit of rust. Personally, I think this torch looks slightly oversized, not gonna lie, but the stairs behind the player do look cool. It makes me wonder how they'll connect with one another when building. There's some stack of bars or ingots or something down here, maybe iron or steel, and right up at the top we even have a chandelier, ooh, and some sort of balcony block there in the background. Postcard 2, an explorer travels the moonlit borderland where 2 zones meet. In this next image we see a border between Zone 1, the Emerald Grove, and Zone 2, the Howling Sands. An adventurer with red scarf and Viking gear holds a torch that illuminates the waters and his pathway. Notice the torch is a bit more of a normal size in this image. Across the riverbank, a saber-toothed tiger can be seen resting, while an antelope strolls by cautiously. We finally get a slightly better look at vultures too, if you can see this guy hiding within the leaves. And of course, we have an amazing shot of a full moon. I assume there will be different stages and perhaps even different levels of moonlight in this game. A dark world and a dark sky usually create a very bleak atmosphere, but creating a nighttime vibe with an emissive, bright night sky to help players find their way around, that's good design. And you can see this with our 3rd postcard. There's more to these woods than darkness and danger. For the longest time, we've assumed Zone 3, Borea, to be quite the hostile zone, but with this post, it suggests otherwise. Showcasing a brighter side to Zone 3, an aurora borealis that would make any player stop and stare to marvel lights up the sky. Obviously not to take from that, but we have a brand new mob reveal right here too in the form of a moose, yet another mob that I'm sure Canadian is thrilled about. Besides that, we get a snow owl being all chill, sitting atop some form of man-made structure. Could it be the Outlanders? Or is the post hinting that this could be the settlement of the more good-natured race of Zone 3? Perhaps the Fawns? I love the use of sideways half slabs here, and this bright blue tree suggests parts of the land are even imbued with magic. We've seen quite a few of these glowing trees now. I wonder if they actually have any significance to the lore. On to some important news updates from the Hytale team and game itself. Yet another new job listing has appeared on the Hytale website, specifically titled Senior Games Tester. This role is required to spot and openly communicate areas of growth, derive meaningful test sessions, stories, and plans for the products, analyzing progress, quality status and results, and create structured problem descriptions that can be communicated in a constructive manner. I think this is pretty telling of where the team is at, even mentioning that this position would need to train others, testers, to the senior level. This, of course, means that the team are planning to start heavy QA soon, to the point that they have a senior or lead overlooking an entire team. QA is quality assurance, for those of you who don't know, the art of testing the game, reporting issues, giving feedback, and fixing up any of the major red flags before a wider round of testing begins. And while this is all certainly hype, let's not get too carried away, as this is a senior QA lead, meaning Hypixel will still need a few months getting them onboarded and to grips with everything. This is also not a remote position either, meaning that they will have to work from the Hypixel office in Derry, Londonderry, provided laws allow for it. Beyond that, the team still need a senior gameplay programmer, UX designer, anti-cheat developer, software engineer, and tools developer, followed by 2 backend Java engineers, website engineer, and a web developer. All roles that sound fairly essential, core to not only launching but running a full game with a strong ecosystem. There's no denying that on YouTube recently, there have been 2 underlying Hytale topics at the center of attention. The matter of free-to-play versus pay-to-play, and speculation of a summer beta. It's hard to avoid discussing these topics myself, but I don't necessarily want to direct a full video to either until we know a bit more. I think it's great that the community are having this debate. In fact, I'm sure it's making it far easier for the team to figure out the right path. But honestly, I feel Hytale is more than just a game at this point. It's a platform, an engine. They're treading new ground right now. And as I've said before, without many examples to work with, Hypixel Studios are essentially going to have to forge a completely new and never before seen strategy. As for the beta stuff, well, honestly, I think it still remains to be seen. We shouldn't get carried away, and as Noxy has said many times, we shouldn't read into anything too much. Especially with the current climate of the world and all the factors that are involved, meaning essentially anything is possible at this point. Although I will say there's still a high likelihood we'll see something this year, what with 2021 being the date the team seemed set on since late 2019. I feel they'd be giving us some sort of update by now if the game wasn't planned to be released in the next few years. And as pointed out by MatPat in his recent game theory, there's huge opportunity for smaller dev teams to release their games this year as the AAA studios go into production on other titles in response to the Fall Guys and Among Us craze of 2020. So while summer is definitely the most likely from a game development studio perspective, I won't say when exactly on this channel. I really don't want to promise anything, and so let's just leave them to it. Taking to Twitter this month, we see that it was social media coordinator Buttercat's birthday. Many of the community wished him a wonderful day, and he expressed sentiment in return. We love you, dude. Hope you had an amazing day. Some even celebrated with fan art. A few team members have also updated their Hytale Twitter avatars, revealing a few more customizable looks for us. Noxy tweeted out an image of his adorable niece wearing none other than a slightly oversized Hytale themed cap, looking very cool with that H inscribed with special symbols and everything. ASMR audio was also a topic of discussion in a voice call recently for some reason, and so some of us chose to @Kieran, the sound designer and Foley artist, to perhaps add some pitter-patter to glass blocks when it rains, to help set the mood indoors. Declan also suggested the crackling of fire, and I for one would love to hear the sound of waves when I'm on a beach or at sea. If you're interested in how I make things work here on this channel or want more of my thoughts on Hytale in general, then make sure to check out my interview over on Hycast that just released. It's like an hour long and me and Fezzy had a real good time chatting. If you missed it, I also released my first Hytale talk show episode. It's going to be releasing monthly all through this year as we lead up to Hytale, and the first guest was 30virus. Now it's that point in the show where we cover some of the great pieces of Hytale fan art made by people in the community just like you and I. Please make sure to follow all of these guys and the hashtag #HytaleFanart for more. As usual, I repeat, please go follow and support all of the artists showcased today. They're genuinely amazing. If you want to join a Discord server with over 3,000 Hytale enthusiasts such as yourself, then join the Kweebec Corner server, linked below. And remember, channel memberships are now available with plenty of perks, especially that Discord private rank and early access videos. I'll be on the lookout for more postcards this month, but that doesn't mean that content stops. I've got plenty of videos planned that I'm stoked to record, so continue smiling, thanks for liking, subscribing, and thank you as always for watching Kweebec Corner. Stay safe and keep free.